Welcome to this week's office hour calls with the OAT Unlimited members, our OAT Inner Circle program, which is where I answer all your questions every single week. We go through our normal flow, and so we have a couple people in here live right now, which is awesome. I will be getting to questions towards the end, but I'm going to go through our normal flow, which is walking through the market. So first thing to talk about is the market. We can go through it on TradingView here in a second, but this is a screenshot of the current market as about 10 minutes ago. ES is trading about $6,909. We are clearly within the bullish zone or a market analysis indicator. If you don't know what that is, instead of drawing weird lines on a chart, hoping, guessing, praying, what we do is we use math to understand the current trend. And so when we look at the market analysis indicator, it uses math and principles that have been used for like decades, probably even centuries in the market, like a 200-day moving average and standard deviations to understand where the market is. Right now, we are within the green zone. It tends to stay in this green zone for 2 years. And there is up and down fluctuations during that uptrend, but that's the normal progression of the market. So since we are in this, we've been in about it for a year now. So we have about another year left in this green zone. We're going to have some fluctuations, which we've had over the past couple of days. And we'll talk about that here more in a second. But the overall market trend is a bullish trend based on our market analysis indicator. My thoughts, we are still bullish, but we are looking for a break above $7,050. These are the same levels from last week. If we break below 6,800, then we're probably going to look to determine a bearish trend, look to start activating some of our bearish protection bots and things like that. For now, we're still over $100 above that level, so we have some distance to cover. So we are still more in a neutral zone. We're stuck in between a support and a resistance level, and we're waiting to see which one breaks to see where we continue. Now, looking at the top bots of this week, we have Daniel, Fabian, and Joshua all in the top of the list. So congrats to you guys. Those top bots being the Futures Bullish bots, the 5-7 DC20 Delta, and the Ready Steady Retire. Now, if we're looking at these bots, it's quite simple. If we look at basically all these bots here, even though the market has been down the last 2 days, we were red on Monday, red on Tuesday. Actually, I think Monday was green. So take it back. Monday was green. Tuesday was red. Today's red so far. Despite having a lot of red recently, our bullish spots are still crushing it. This is why we use long dated options. You guys know this, 90 to 120 days out. We sell puts or put credit spreads so that we have time decay, data decay in our favor. And so if you look here at this list so far for the month of February, we're only 4 days in. They're all bullish bots that are crushing it, even though we're in the red period. So we have Daniel with the futures bullish bots, is a 1-1-1 strategy. Ready Steady Retire, a 1-1 strategy. Bullish bot, 1-1 strategy. Futures bullish, 1-1-2-2, 1-1-2. You can see here that these strategies are just crushing it. So what is the lesson here? As always, keep the bot portfolio simple, okay? That means one bullish bot, one bearish bot. Make sure they're aligned for the market, which means our bullish spot should only be running when the market is trending higher. Or for us as OAT Inner Circle members, we can select the setting of bullish spot on our settings, some advanced settings you guys have, that allows it to only enter the trade when we are in that green zone of the markets, that we're only running the bullish spots in the best time and the bearish spots in bearish markets. So this just works. Don't overcomplicate it. Just let it be. I know I show bots, new bots, talk about what's winning each week, but the truth is simplicity wins. Bullish spot, bearish spot, aligned with the market. You can add more as you have more money to do, but literally all your money should be in bullish and bearish. So with that said, that's all I have to cover. I do have a TradingView tab pulled up, the options auto trader tab, so you cover a lot. We now have 5 people in here. Welcome in Robert, Scott, Trone, and Vera. I'm going to get to Trone's questions first since he put it in the chat. Trone says, do you have an ETA for the intraday in the backtester? Thanks. I do not have an ETA. When I know more, I'll let you know, but we don't have it yet. He says, I'm looking forward to copying those over to OAT. So very nice tool so far, though. Yeah, would absolutely love to do that. Right now, I'm in the middle of improving the options auto trader from the execution side. I know I sent an email out in January talking about what I'm doing with the options auto trader, which is installed a lot of metrics tracking. So basically for each broker, every day, we now know order success rate. If we send an order, the success rate that it gets filled, order creation, all the places where a bot can get stuck. I now see success rates on. Now, overall, we're over 95% success rate from the time that a bot is triggered the entry rules to it getting filled. We fill those trades in less than 10 seconds. So it goes from creating the bot to the bot being triggered to us actually getting a live fill confirmation from the broker in under 10 seconds for opening orders and about 7 seconds for closing orders. So anyways, now that I have all these metrics, long story short, I know the areas that need to be improved. And so I'm spending this whole week to improve those areas so that execution is faster, more reliable, more consistent. Obviously, we're at 95%, which is great, but I want to be at 99.99 so that we can just be a very reliable platform. So that's the first goal. Then from there, I'll add brokers. Then from there, I'm moving on to the options trading toolbox, which will be intraday data, and then other requests that have come in as well. Vera says, do we have the ability to trade options on futures with Tradier? So again, first thing this week is all about metrics, improving the execution of the options auto trader, making it even better. From there is brokers. Brokers does include Tradier's futures integration. They have given us approval to add futures for Tradier. It's a whole different system for them, though. As you probably know, you create like a different Tradier account to do futures through them. So it can be done. But with that, since it's a completely different system, I need to integrate a completely different API and system for them. So yes, that is coming very soon. And the broker integrations that I'm starting next week, that includes E-Trade, that includes futures with Tradier, things like that. So that will be coming soon. I don't have an ETA on it though, probably within the next month for sure. And then after that, we'll have intraday data on the back tester. Great questions. While we wait for questions, just looking at the market, we're obviously down today. So we had a green Monday, down Tuesday, Wednesday. Overall, again, we're trading theta decay, we're trading time. So even though we're caught in between this high of the market and this low of the market, just this going up and down behavior actually works very well for us as option sellers because theta decay really kicks in. So that's why that's doing well. A couple bots down right now. They'll be up later, no doubt. But I have the futures bullish bot, the futures put credit spread. These do essentially the same exact thing. One's just undefined risk, one's defined risk, so that I can more manage, or not more manage, not correct vocabulary, can manage my risk more efficiently in the way that I'm doing this by allocating to both undefined and then more to defined, and then the bearish bot, which has that protection. But anyways, that's a breakdown. If there's any other questions, let me know. But otherwise, pretty simple, nothing much to do in the market. Yeah. So thanks for being here, Dale, Robert, Scott, Tron, Vera. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. But yeah, so you guys are aware of the comings. It is this week is focusing on improving execution. I want to get it from the 95% success to 99. That's the ultimate goal this week. Made significant progress to that. It's creeping up, so I enjoy seeing that. Then from there, brokers, which includes right now E-Trade and includes Tradier futures. Hopefully Moomoo as well. I know you guys probably aren't too familiar, but that is an international broker. So it'll be good for all the people waiting for that. And then I'll be all over the options trading toolbox, which includes the intraday data. Yep. All right. If there are no questions, we can always call it early. Welcome. What I just wanted to say is I'm glad you guys are here. And these bots work very well, especially when you have the right combination set up, bullish bots, bearish bots, all that stuff. From there, we really just look at it once a week. We let it do its thing. We let it run. And that's all. Scott does have a question, though. He says, the futures put credit spread bot shows a 50% credit for the take profit. The bot shows a 915 credit with profit target of 229. This looks more like a 25%. My assumption is that you're doing, I don't need to assume, I see it right there in the title now, futures put credit spread. So if you want to walk through these numbers, put credit spreads, I assume it's on ES. If it's on something different, it would be something different. Let me use text so that it's easier to see. So if we have a $9.15 credit on ES, thank you for confirming, ES, our total credit is going to be 915 times a multiple of 50. So when we're dealing with stocks and options, I mean like stock options and ETF options, the multiple on the contract is 100. Now it's 50. And so that's probably why you're seeing the difference. You just said, got it. So yeah, I don't need to explain. But for people watching, that means the total credit is about 457. And so if you have a take profit on that of 50%, that's how it comes down to about 2290, you said. Yeah, stock options, ETF options, they all have a multiple of 100 for the credit. So if you see, right, 10 cents, it's trading for, it means $10. And futures, ES has a multiple of 50. MES has a multiple of 5. CL has a multiple of 20, I think. I don't know. They're all different. So yeah. Still mean to over-explain that. That's because stock options are 100 shares and ES options are on one contract. That is correct, Robert. That is the best explanation because that's the right explanation. Yeah. Stock options control 100 shares and one options and ES controls one futures contract, which is quite large, but it's only one. So yeah. All right. Dale says, I have a bot that I sell premium and I hold to expiration. Solid. At expiration, the value goes to 0, but the P&L on the bot is showing closed for 0.05. I'm doing that daily, so over time, the P&L of the bot is not matching actual P&L. Dale, I'm writing this down right now. I'll make sure to get to it right after this call, and so I'll shoot you an email. Dale, surely we have, I don't know the name of the bot, but I'm sure I'll find it. Closing at 0.05 instead of 0. Instead of 0. So P&L is off. Yeah, so I'll figure out why it's closing at 0.05. It's probably was the last traded price, and so that's where it's taking it. But you're right, that doesn't need to be corrected because over time that does make a difference, about a $5 difference across every single one. I'll get that fixed so that it fixes in the future, and then I'll also retroactively fix it, as in I'll go back to the previous trades and fix that for you, and then shoot you an email. Thanks for letting me know. Small little thing. I love it because it makes the software just that much better. Thanks for sharing that, Dale. Sweet, sweet. I'll just talk a little bit here while I wait for any more questions. If there's no questions, we can end it, which is all good. But the market is in an uptrend. If we look at our market analysis indicator, we are having a bit of a red day. We're looking at between these two zones, as we always do. Just watch support, watch resistance. Whichever one breaks, it's going to be the way we're going to continue. If we break down, we might put on a hedge early. But either way, still long-term bullish. We'll probably be bullish for the next 6 to 12 months. It's just my personal opinion, not guaranteed, obviously. And then from there, we just let our bots run. So we have a bot that's active in every type of market. We have a bot for bullish, bot for bearish, and then we let them run. Sweet. No more questions. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions in the meantime, like you want me to review something, you guys have access to our private Discord where you can reach me directly, or you can email me, hello@optionsautotrader. If you reach out to me and you're an Unlimited member, please respond to Angeline to be like, hey, Oda Unlimited, please make sure Austin sees this directly immediately or whatever it is. And she'll send that straight to me because sometimes I don't see everything because she blocks things. She answers it, doesn't just block it. But I do want to make sure that I get to you guys. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy your Thursday, Friday. I'll keep you all updated in Discord what's going on. But that's the plan. That's where we're rolling. And yeah, I love seeing you guys. Robert says, thanks. Of course, truly my pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. Dale, Robert, Scott, Tron, and Vera. Have a great rest of y'all's day.